On June 25, 2024, a tropical wave formed off the West African coast. It quickly became a Category 4 hurricane and took aim at various Eastern Caribbean islands and left them with varying degrees of destruction of property and loss of life. After leaving the Eastern Caribbean, it strengthened into a Category 5 hurricane, the first ever to be recorded so early in the season. Hurricane Beryl then set her sights on Jamaica. As the hurricane moved closer to Jamaica, hurricane watches were issued by the Met Office, then further upgraded to hurricane warnings. Jamaican residents prepared to face what was now a Category 4 hurricane, with winds of 140 miles per hour or 225 kilometers per hour. Beryl eventually tracked south of Jamaica. The center passed 45 miles south of Kingston and as close as 25 miles further down the south coast. Those of us who live in the Kingston metropolitan area were for the most part unscathed. Some of us lost electricity, some up to 3 days. However, further down the coast, an entirely different picture emerged. I belong to the Jamaica Photographic Society, and a fellow member, Robert Johnson, suggested that some of us go down to the badly affected areas to document the hurricane's impact. Member Cheryl Hylton and myself decided to go. Our two main destinations were Alligator Pond, Manchester, and Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth. A few miles from Alligator Pond, we stopped in a district called New Forest. We made it to Alligator Pond's town centre, which didn't seem to have sustained much damage. The most visible evidence was a bent out of shape cell phone tower. However, stores on the beach had their zinc roofs blown off, but the boats nearby seemed undamaged. The highlight of our visit was Cheryl's interview with Miss Watts, a vendor who lost her stall. In spite of her loss, Miss Watts was very optimistic about getting back on her feet. Our next stop was at the famed tourist attraction Lover's Leap, which suffered severe damage. Opposite is St. Mark's Church, which also sustained severe roof damage. Some of the zinc was blown onto the premises of the Mayfield All-Age School next door. We made our next stop at Treasure View so that Cheryl could check in on some family members at their 5-acre property overlooking Treasure Beach. The crops had been destroyed, but the roof of the house was intact, having been replaced only 3 years ago. We were invited to generously help ourselves to some fallen sweetsop, a reddish variety which I was seeing for the first time, certainly different from the green ones most of us are used to. We were told that it is a Middle Eastern variety. We also helped ourselves to some fallen mangoes. We arrived in Treasure Beach and saw the destruction that Hurricane Beryl had wrought on the area's housing stock. Thoughts of my two previous visits for the iconic world famous Calabash Literary Festival flashed through my mind. This festival is held every 2 years and is scheduled to be held in late May, early June of 2025, and I'm sure that Treasure Beach will rebound by then. On Thursday, July 11th, the Jamaica Observer's headline read, Resilient Residents. This headline accurately described what I observed 5 days earlier. The lady at Santa Barbara SNS Bar putting up tarpaulin to replace the missing roof. Miss Watts' words of inspiration. Cheryl's family members saying, "We have life in the face of major crop losses," all displaying the resilience required to overcome their challenges. This is a note I would like to end on. Thanks for watching. For more on this trip, please check out Robert's channel, Flores Adventures.